dispersed, and to the capital pool allocation, which provides retailers with proportional access to pooled funds for stock purchases and affordable credit. Alongside this, you'll find the capital pool account, showing the distributions, available balance, and credit eligibility. Scrolling down, the retail management section is where retailers run their daily operations. Here, they can access point of sale, buy stock directly from trusted suppliers, manage stock levels, request credit, track their orders in real time. Each product listing shows available stock, order quantity, and simple ordering buttons, making the process fast and transparent. What makes this unique is the integration of all these features into a single portal, combining financial tools, stock management, and supply chain visibility. Retailers see their balances, order goods, and track deliveries all in one place. The e-Chankura retail solution empowers retailers by lowering costs, providing access to affordable credit, digitizing their day-to-day operations, helping them grow sustainably in the e-Chankura ecosystem.
Let's hear it one more time for Dr. Tavo. Thank you so much for that session. Chatting all things. We are joined by another woman. I have a couple of women leaders joining us to discuss leadership and also women economic inclusion. I beg your pardon. But before we do that session, just this is Sandra, and she's also an actress at the She has started with my favorite series. Take a round of applause, please. Welcome as a young people our first session of our panel discussion.
Oh, goodness. So, not to do any justice to the MC, I am Leanna Zuma. That mistake happens a lot because I do have a colleague called Leanna Zuma, so sometimes there's sometimes confusion on there. So, first, I just like to introduce myself. I am Leanna. It might be fun, but those just it's my profession. I'm from South Africa and a young entrepreneur who's trying to step into her power within the creative economy. And several other things, but I don't think I'm going to get into that because I'm going to stay here for a few. So today I have asked the topic in Africa to youth-driven creative expression. Now this is the power of arts and just good morning, distinguished guests. So when I asked about this invitation, I thought, whoa, he trusted me with this topic. Actually, after this list, because he stood here today, I'm just like, because I'm going to December. So I think I have grown a bit. So, well, of course, people on page is for commissioning in a moment. So a little bit about my journey. So before I speak about the future, I want to share part of my own journey. On the creation. I grew up in a world questioned a lot, only because when he came to I see might need more spaces than I want to see. And I found myself shrinking myself and that in order for me to even be beautiful, I had to fit into a certain bracket of what embrace and embrace growing up. And in as much as many people say very passive thing, I've always just looked up to role models who were a lot older than me and I ended up finding myself doing really helpful couple things highlighted my skin. Firstly, I went through issues, ability to radio, do that to put on the mask. That I didn't need to fancy say, discovering just I don't know how. And that didn't work out. And I believe the last thing that I resorted to was my skin. Like something to a little seasonal carrots, and I thought that would help me out, and it almost burnt my skin. And that's enough because I'm going to be able to stand up and show young people who want people to look up to that it is possible. You know, your skin is definitely who you are, can't change it. And after that, it's not because you need an example, which is tribal box. One moment I was in a car, I was in primary school, and this really young girl looked at me and said, I even had to come to that he was they were going to kill me. And I really do that, oh, she doesn't know. I mean, they really destroyed me very grateful without them. So now, I'm not grateful. And then, nothing well, and my belonging when I say is so that standing right, I'm not gonna was I want to go. Once you stand in it, and you are basically able to step into the rooms that you did not step into. So pageantry, I tried out that, which is that I just learned up. I imagine this. I'm coming from a background of even thinking that I'm supposed to be a boy because I was a tomboy due to the fact that I looked like my father or anything. So, I was shy. And I was making other clothes as well, so I traded my heel, I traded myself for heels. And when you get things, I said, one day we can Miss South Africa, let's try it out. I said, no, I don't think so. I don't think I can. So I think I looked like anybody who's ever stayed on the path. Anything and Miss South Africa's entries opened up in 2022. When that happened, I was 20 years old. I said, I didn't know try out. I didn't trust myself, but I'll do it. And I entered Miss Africa in 2022 as just a 20-year-old, and I said to the competition, this as well. So not only because he put in his badge and he was very proud of who I was in terms of my language. Because my father was the from those school grounds, and I go home. I don't speak English. I don't speak from behind. And the minute that he trained me, it was oh my God, I said, how big, I'm gonna have you man. Only because half of your time in school, then when you come home, you can't even speak your own language. That's what you're facing right now. I and when he told I really speaking, I didn't sound like it because the English was getting on fine. I felt like sometimes I think I'm because interviews that were in projects that they were and I was speaking to now and then. Oh, there's no time. You know, and every now and then I just put in my vernacular it. For me, that's a sense of time. For me, that's a sense of identity. Um, so I went out to the marketing, and at that time I was struggling advocating for gender-based violence. And I went out to advocate for gender-based violence. I was coming up with the problem. I was talking about it, you know, how I didn't have the solutions. He was like, what is this connection to gender-based violence? And I was like, and the reason why for me, from the advocates for gender based also because as someone I did experience a bit of that in a relationship that I was in. I didn't do my work with that. So that was really close to my heart. However, I didn't know how to tackle it because what do you know about take violence and issues like this as a gender? How do you come up with solutions for such a hectic, very, very heavy topic in South Africa? So also because I was scared to put my true to be creative, I thought that this is going to be because I strongly believe that being creative was something very mediocre. Being an actress was seeing something that she came out to have such a powerful advocate for. So women are such that for me as a person who's studying creative to study black performance is very really have something and something that means almost things. You know, because it was true to God, I think it's form because it was like as a purpose, it's having it. I went back home, I said I was, and I found myself being on this praxis shows after I obtained my degree, which was second. I started I had to look back and say, if it wasn't my dad trying to preserve my language, I would not be on the show. Because that show is truly grounded, truly grounded. It would be like when it's right, because Ted wasn't key. As much as you have to say, if you come where you come from, you stand on that step, be able to tell a story of such a profound, powerful king who shaped the narrative of Amazon, who shaped the narrative of the moving tribes. You know, so how do I carry that pride? Because of my father, I can always say, if I really have such interviews, it turns to not choices because my husband was right. Like if we take with the other children in children, some or circumstances. Because in Africa, we do this for me. One thing when I entered the shop, it was shop. When I entered the shop, when I was overseas, I heard people from different countries speaking. And when I said, they do not know English, I mean it. But no one wants it. Come to Africa, and someone tries to pronounce English word and the is your people will think you're intelligent, people think you don't know anything about this world because it sounds smart. But say the African language is not smart enough. Say the African language is not being put enough to stand in rooms and take out a message that everybody's supposed to listen to and understand. Embracing we instead of what we, but we stick it there and everybody like, you know, the richness of our styles as well. That I was on. And even more because this is not our day is not little. Our day is not and we need to celebrate. And even till this day, I only able to celebrate unity because Africa is moving in that space. Africa is ready to stand up in society and say, we are here. We must know who we are because we are creators. There's nothing that we can do. Let's talk about irritated me so much when I watched the film and they had Americans to tell their African story. With their African soil, told their story. With their Africans on the soil, they were able to pronounce the simple concept language that they were trying to interpret. But because African creativity is celebrated, we're not putting the costumes to be able to present it. But at this time, the African is able to be space and play our own stories and play who we are, so the world can understand who we are. And not they come and say, oh, it doesn't have lives running around. Of course not. Of course, it doesn't have lives running around. So, when I talk about, my mission, when I came to my mission, what truth that becomes more because the talent is everywhere, but the opportunity is not. Across South Africa and across the continent, young people carry extraordinary creative potential. Yet so many of them remain the economy they give to transform. The numbers of those tell the story. In South Africa, the unemployment rate of young people is from 20, 62.4%. This means that more than half of our youth are locked out of participation, not because they lack the ability, but because they lack the painful this is that we have the imagination, but what we don't have are systems that recognize creativity and legitimate economic force. So we look at young creatives lack mentorship, funding, protection, and platforms to and monetize their work. We want to process their way, not because but because the industry to support them. But the world is changing, change with it. We can see that our industry are shaping into scale to see. Maybe people know this from what I remember. Scaling science, technology, this so when you look at STEM, so STEM adds to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, because innovation are creative, because ideas need imagination, stories shape societies, and creativity is not fiction. Creativity is leadership, creativity is innovation, and creativity. This is why my mission is to keep reading with her. Outside our customers, communities, opportunities that I never had. Because when I started trying to step into this industry, the more that I knocked was the more so you don't have enough experience to it. The more I knocked on doors and asked for funding, so did mismanage the funds to have experience to do it. But the truth of it is an opportunity to be able to get that industry experience that we need. The more that we sit back and we don't align our youth with the right opportunities for them to be able to scale out the talent, scale out in this creative economy, unfortunately, we will keep on recycling the older rights that our creativity is the creative economy, sorry. So I want to make the creative economy accessible, understandable, and empowering for every young person who I've heard. And ultimately, I want to build something that lives beyond words. But it's media into a fully fledged, a place where young creators and young Africans can create, learn, collaborate, and tell stories that shift the continent's narrative. A space where our people tell stories the right way, through our eyes, our experiences, and our own brilliance. A place where the next generation of filmmakers, dancers, writers, producers, digital storytellers can build not just big business. Because when young people are given a chance to create, they do not just inspire, they build industries and they change nations. The mission matters not because it's about, but it's about the access, the representation, and the future. So look at the creative economy. You can easily say the creative economy is one of the fastest growing economies in the world. It's all show. Many people, they shut out very good opportunities that could change their lives. The global creative economy is worth trillions, and Africa, with the youngest population on the planet, has an unmatched reservoir of creativity, innovation, and talent. But creativity is only good in isolation. Every project is an ecosystem, and network writers, designers, technicians, choreographers, developers, producers, any other entrepreneurs. Daily performance or artwork is an entire value chain, ready to grow, ready to employ, and ready to community. When we invest in infrastructure and support creativity, infrastructure is funding, training, protective policy, and meaningful partnerships, we can elevate art from a passion into a sustainable industry. This how will unlock Africa's creative power. This how will potential to prosperity. Young people are now architects. Young people are no longer waiting for permission to lead. They are leading already. They are culture, their own story, their own platforms, and building their own audiences. We've seen this very integration on a very popular TikTok. I think I spend most of my time on TikTok watching television because those young creators put in the time because they're trying to ensure that at least they can get these stories across. But unfortunately, TikTok still does not pay Africa the creation fee that other countries have paid to make creators on TikTok. And then you wonder why is Africa being left out of this creative economy? Why are we not being included in this creative economy? That's not a conversation that we need to be able to look at the views that can be on TikTok. Someone shouldn't even really get these creators the same number of these creators can even get. It's 15 million views. Well, that's some naked shows about 15 million views. It makes sense, but they are created to create stories. They are able to create. The show that I was on was able to create over 2,000 pounds. Now imagine if you could be able to take young people together to put something together and be able to report that space. How much you could actually be able to do if you just open up the industry to open up the industry and the minds of people, especially those who are watching about because I kid you not, there's probably another untapped talent that's sitting there, even if just not giving them the right opportunities. To reimagine Africa together. As we reimagine Africa, the anchor ourselves in a few languages, creativity, leadership, and economic power, and youth-driven art is transformation. My stories are a reflection of what is possible as it discovers the strength of their own voice, and a reminder of how easy that talk could support. So let's work together to build an Africa where creativity is not underestimated, but understood. Where it is not dismissed, but invested in. Where it is not, but recognized as a powerful force that shapes industries, identities, and nations. There's no continent where every person they belong knows they matter and knows their voice has the power to influence the economy and shift the world. Africa is always to be imagined. Africa is a really creatively, beautifully, unapologetically right to youth. And as we step into the future, let's remember this. Creativity will inspire us. It will improve us. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your powerful talk. If listening to your saying is the price I pay for noticing your beauty, I'll say it's worth it. I apologize. We have she's on your Instagram. So you can follow it and check more. So it's that time when we head over to our panel discussion, session 1, and then we'll quickly have a break. To get into this panel discussion, I have our moderator, our skilled moderator, who's going to guide the discussion. Please put your hands together for Nomi Togwe. And the speakers will be joining us is Asibo Mutiliwa, Vivian Lokele, Apia Yansha, and last but not least, Dahapa Habuli. Please take the stage. Right, good luck, ladies. Thank you so much. And just to give you the topic, it is called Youth Innovation and Continental Economic Growth.
Pourquoi? Why? Parce qu'on ne parle pas de l'autre. Because we don't speak about home. When I wait in Africa, commençons par rendre le Africa by saying aux enfants, our children, nos produits. What comes out of Africa? J'imagine that this is Coca-Cola. What What do they want us to believe? That there is no African culture?
C'est nous qui travaillons pour notre Afrique.
You know, and we are putting African values forward.
C'est la clé de la formation. C'est la clé de la
The second answer to transform
C'est la formation stratégique.
it is a strategic formation.
Au niveau de la formation, il y a un volet.
That comes to the level of eating and drinking. Do you know up to
Dans certaines universités,
in certain universities in Africa,
on nous enseigne encore
they still teach us names of rivers. Please. Evolving technology.
à l'école.
They are teaching us stuff about our rivers and so on.
Pendant que l'histoire parle de l'innovation.
While they speak about creation
Dans notre université,
in our university,
nous enseigne
we are being taught
Christophe Colomb.
print about this technology.
S'il vous plaît.
Please,
S'il vous plaît.
please.
Si
I say, there is ideology.
aujourd'hui, avec la technologie, on peut connaître tout sans aller à l'université.
Today, with technology, we can know everything without having a university degree.
On passe notre temps dans développer dans nos vies et au niveau de l'Afrique.
How that develop anything in our lives and
J'ai
actually
fait
in
un effort
Africa.
dans ma vie.
And I've made and forget everything that we learned in history and
Si
that
vous me
in
demandez
high
qui a
school.
découvert l'Afrique ici, je ne connais pas.
If you ask me who discovered South Africa, I do not know.
Non, je ne connais
But if you ask me who created America, I do not know his name. And I made it happen
pas d'oublier.
to forget his name
C'est pas moi.
because it is
Aujourd'hui, il faut centrer
today we need to spend our energy
à la préparation stratégique.
in a strategic preparation. Prepare to
Comment nous équipons
let us equip ourselves in another way.
chacun de nous détient un potentiel naturel.
Each of us has natural potential.
Il a besoin de ça.
Africa needs those potential.
Il a besoin de ça.
Africa needs those potential.
On a besoin de ces potentiels.
We need those potentials.
Développer ces potentiels.
Develop those potentials.
Développer ces capacités internes.
Potential can
En
also
fait,
be like globally.
l'Afrique est non,
To Africa, we
pas
want not discussion.
chacun de nous va développer l'Afrique dans son domaine.
If Africa need their own
Moi,
system,
je
like,
peux devenir millionnaire,
became a millionaire,
non parce qu'il savait que explique.
because
Comme c'est les gens,
because he beats people.
Lionel Messi, millionnaire.
Millionaire.
Non, mais nous ne sommes pas.
And he does not say
Ils sont
this is football.
chacun de nous
And each of
a un
us
domaine
has a specific domain that he
et faire bouger sur l'Afrique.
can
On peut le faire. Nice, ça fait pas la ici,
there are so many figures here.
on peut que chacun de nous
You need to understand it.
l'Afrique. Si c'est comme un potentiel.
Identify what we have potential,
Former les jeunes pour ses sens.
form the young people in that
Et on
way,
regarde l'Afrique et nous.
and we will have the Africa we want.
Absolutely correct. A loaded response, insightful response, government thinking, education, you touched on preparation, where our youth is concerned. You touched on celebrating their strengths. You touched on the importance of competence to philanthropy. I've come to realize that no, particularly with working with children, no two children are the same. And previously, I've noticed how as individuals, as society, we celebrate the skill sets of individuals and get the mindset that is necessary to want to achieve their goals. And in the same kind as myself, with regards to philanthropy. And my question to you is, just if you could share your views and opinions on the importance of uplifting on, particularly where the mindset is concerned, because if you are going to tend to their needs, look after them, that they're fed, make sure that the child has sanitary pads, which we find so often affects, the day-to-day knowledge around school. I'm wanting as a nation, what approaches do you think can be done, in using collaboration, collaboratively, organizations as individuals? What can we do to uplift our youth, particularly focusing on their mindsets, because we sort of have figured that the skill set is kind of, there's a systematic approach which keeps growing. In terms of their mindsets, what can we do collaboratively to empower them?
Thank you so much, Doc. That's very interesting one. Unexpected. A simple girl child need, but we know us to that in terms of girl child. Using I'm now plus. I remember when I was age of 15, mom gave me a lot to use because she was involved. I was impaired. Gave me a lot to use. Then get after what my mom said, I used that, it was not safe for me. During my prayer, and I was in the midst of me. I didn't know whether I should go and pick it up or what must I do. Impaired. I still remember that day, like it happened yesterday. It affected my confidence. It affected my ability. Till today, I still think about it. Now, the question that I have and I still have today, because as Africans, value that the child of a woman, to a point where when we talk about sanitary pads, nobody cares to ask the right questions. Just what happens or what goes of these products in culture, or the point where it's a reproductive woman that's affected and nobody cares. How do you in as far as when you about something that happens to you as a woman, I'm not asking my period. It's natural. So just think about it. You are in class. You have to every time you have to talk about something that happens to you natural. West Palm, you don't even have to like product. In South Africa, which is considered to be the America of Africa, girls that are missing 3 months of their school to go back to bed. Not even going back to bed. That's sanitary. Now what happens to the future of your child if they lose of their schooling? Is it because it's affecting a girl child? Let me say this, not even a girl, but a black girl child. In organization or donate schools to donate pads, but I've seen companies coming, exposing, donating pads for children. For our children, doctors, we are also someone in America or in Europe is coming to Africa. what happened to the family that it takes a nation to build a child. I grew up in the Justice Street of Social Media, where I knew when there was no sugar at home, my neighbor would give me sugar. They would do that exchange. Why don't you do the same thing as me? It's why we allow our children not to go to school because they don't have parents. To answer the question, it will take collaboration. I don't understand. I find it difficult when a woman who's in a position of power says that South Africa. Girls after missing schools. We have women in a position of power and influence. They answer your question, women who are in politics or in leadership in municipality with government. A portion of their profit, of their proceeds, should go towards ensuring that a sanitary pad becomes available. In 2025 and beyond, it means that we can no longer be talking about poverty in Africa. It doesn't make sense. Something is to give. We need to start valuing our women. And we can't just keep them prepared, but it must be okay. It must be a pad that is reproductive. It can't just be. I mean, there was a woman who came to me and said, because they come from a poor background, we need to so that we don't have to keep on spending. And I said to her, just because they are poor doesn't mean we need to take away everything that they have, which is their dignity. If it's not, it's not good for them. And if it's not good for my daughter, then it's not good for enumerating. We need to mean business for a child. If it's not a good sanitary napkin, then things are not good for our children. And we have to take cooperation. I challenge women in a position of power. Think of that you are a woman. Go and check the stats. It's tricky. Our girls are entering into wrong relationships because of something that happens to them naturally, which is menstruation. No one wakes up and says, I want to go with my period. Something that happens naturally. Therefore, it's not their fault. They should miss school because they don't have parents. Everybody's affected. All affected, say. One way or the other, you have a wife, you have a sister, you have a daughter. Everybody, it's everyone's problems. You know, so yeah, it will take everyone in this room. This is the Africa I want. This is the Africa that I dream of, where we won't have to sit in this room and talk about pure poverty, where we won't have to sit in this room and say there's a girl child in the bubble who's not going to school because they don't have parents. The Africa that I have, it will be the Africa that says when government is not passing the bill that says pets must be free, and we say as a woman, those who are in position of power will make sure that our children, they have access to good pets. And contribution to it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lillian. I felt touched by your response, because truly it affects everyone. And I want to commend you for the work that you do. And I think there's a call to action for all of us. There's a call to action to support Dr. Lillian and others who are playing such a pivotal role, but often neglected sort of like sideline role in impacting the way that our children show up, how our children show up. And so this is also an opportunity and a challenge to each and every one in this room. With someone like Dr. Lillian, she's here today, to see how we can support her, how we can empower her, to see how we can continue to inadvertently also empower the girl child. So So in light of all the good work that the likes of Dr. Vivian do, cannot continue to speak of the good and speak of all the impact, realizing that it's challenging, it is draining, it requires effort, it requires heart, it requires intentionality, and it requires truth, it requires honesty, and honesty as well, the challenges that individuals face that they do. So yeah, my question would be to you that when the challenges that you face in empowering, particularly also those, what gaps exist in the work that you do? How can we get support? How can the systems and the powers that be support you?
Um, Thank you for the question. As an organization that empower women, firstly, we face the challenge to actually call the disabled or call the persons with living disability to be able to take part in organizations, mandates, or programs. Why? Because they're either born or they either born or they grow up with the mentality that they are already left behind and there is nothing for them. And when they take part, they leave the room maybe with hope, but they end up with that hope because it's big speeches and to gets there. So we need each and every to action and making sure those people are looked after after the after putting policies together, is living with disability, what action to have sure our because as Doc was saying, um, things that happen naturally we can't control and they need our support. So me, I would say that when nature calls, all of us are disturbed by it because it is nature. So these people are either born with a disability, or maybe they face a health problem, or maybe it's something that happens when they grow up because of health issues. But then, when we call them to a room, we give them hope and speech. I think government entities must now start actioning and making sure that they benefit. I understand that in South Africa every month there is a fund that people living with disability, which I think is one action that the country have managed to do well. But we have also, under the Ministry of Development, able to bring in to say things that the person with disability they will need. But as organization, first, a lot of challenges. How that is to be added in the policies that have to see with people because organizations work and or every day with these people or people or organizations that also take people or those that were just hearing are not looked after or added to the policies of government. We tend to tend to be left behind because we will not be funded enough. We will not have the capacity to do it. But also, I think within the country, we must unite, put hands together, be able to connect organization to organization and see how we can come up with a solution
that will be actions to make sure that everybody is looked after. Action has been put. One thing I also see that is lacking when it comes to persons living with disability. Information is paid and education of making sure that they're supposed to go in the direction of who are they supposed to go, who are they supposed to see. So I would encourage every organization like mine to make sure that they put the information there, that they make sure that those people are included within their media or technology that they use to make sure that information is properly gets to the right people. Also, there are those people that full-time work to be another to their full-time work is to take care of people with disabilities. We need to make sure that all of those people are included. Inclusivity of them is very important, especially when we are making policies within our government entities or organizations, because they cannot do another way or they have not capacity to do anything. They have to look after themselves. And also call for investment to include interpretation, so that online when the deaf people are watching, also understand what is happening. Because when we're talking about people with disabilities, but when there is no interpretation for them to understand the language what is being and then already left. Your response speaks to the limitation potential challenges that hinder one's potential. So Alpha, to you, I want to bring this to your network, but I still want to address or sort of keep in mind the youth. And so my question to you would be, how can African nations fund of a very large youth population that we've got to drive sustainable.
Thank you very much. Yes, I think a lot of our African leaders are trying, and I would like to actually touch on the conversation that happened in the very fruitful keynote address, which outlined where we are or where how nations are trying. Earlier, the first runner of the South Africa, who even brought in the element of the industry. And keeping in mind with the theme, is that Africa wants sustainable development and everyone's responsibility. I think that everyone's responsibility is ourselves. And being given a platform make us all our leaders in collective, in our respective communities. And we need to clearly also understand that it takes a village to raise a matter of home makes a community, make up or blocks which makes up a country, and countries make up a community. With that in mind is that we don't have stable, we don't have stable communities. We don't have stable communities, we don't have a stable country. Now, as leaders, of course, we give them powers, and there's so many. Every country has beautiful policies. Having this, we are having AU with the regional policies, we are having all these other conferences and so we are all. But then what brings those things to life is how we put them. And we can only sustain it through proper system by realizing that for something to be sustainable, it has to be a routine of how things are done. There has to be a system that recognizes difference. There has to be a system that has to be a system so that it reaches everyone. Now, we are talking about and how lot of gaps, a lot can be done. But we get all of that, most of us from these countries, we are from countries, I think there are 18 countries here, all imagine to be somebody. Now, what, how do we, everybody is the same, how do we ensure that those of us able to reach that level, go that because what I realize with our policies in our country, one is we create a very big bottleneck. And I have to speak about the situation, um, very traditional, where, we were raised like this. We have a home, we are not home, we need to be satisfied with what we have. So we're not, we, charity was never is also you can't get assistance because there's somebody who doesn't have food to eat. You go to school, you need to do. So that system in itself for me, I would like to told me to stand up and because from on myself never came, and when it comes to youth structure, I was also in the leadership of the youth. And looking at myself, I don't seem to feel the normal of how a youth leader should look like. And then it also made me push myself. I don't have my name is natural like this, but I people is not natural, so I don't feel right. So if we are not going to do what people like us, we will find. Because as times we are trying to write now the is coming, I don't feel this paper, I'm a A class or a Q class or I'm not part of that. So it's something that keep us apart. We take ownership in terms of making sure that everybody has when you look at sustainability, it's not just about it's also about how are we accounting for what we have, space that we get in our respective communities, in our respective organizations. How do we maximize what we have? How do we add value to that what we have? And how do we ensure that we pass on to the next person? And while we are waiting for somebody to assist with a sanitary pad to one person, how am I, who is having a domestic worker in my house, ensuring that that domestic worker is well paid, that she's able to afford a sanitary pad for her own daughter, right? Then how am I ensuring that those ones that are working in the organization, they are volunteers, that the leftovers that I get into the town, I'm able to bring that person who doesn't come, who doesn't have food, who's not there, salary, but I have a leftover. So when we're talking about collective responsibility in young people, I'm looking at it from the context of myself, and looking at our collective and how we forming a chain, how me holding the one next to me, holding the one will eventually reach up to the village where I live. Because coming out, this is the same. Everybody comes from somewhere. And we are humans, we are not chicken. The chicken is, maybe you look at it. This human with my child. We are fortunate that there is a systematic access to get. So it's now for us who finish to lead to come to our community to go there, we educate ourselves, and then collectively form this so that both our leaders accountable. And when we speak about government, we need to realize that government is the people. We cannot weigh the way that we are doing now. I remember having worked for government in the government office when the leaders go to the communities, people pay the because the minister is coming or the head is coming. So they don't get a true reflection of what's happening on the ground. The leadership goes a missing representation of the reality on the ground, which then hinders development. So by collective action, is that when you cover up the challenges on the ground because you want you are also leading development. And speaking truth to power, one way of us solving the problem. All cookies are destined to go to one. We see that we are doing the job we want good. Because tomorrow we are going to say, working on this person. And when I came to the ground to do it, looks fine. So when the person is sitting in parliament and they say we have provided the service, they are speaking from the truth that you presented as a community leader or as an organization leader to say, I got this, I empowered how many people, but in reality, uh, they are delivering. So I'm really waiting that women with this thing, that sustainable development also require us as individuals, organizations, private companies, private executives, be accountable with the little that we have in our small sectors so that we large and as we grow.
Thank you. I want to come back to you. The first spoke of that would really how would you say make more inclusive, ensuring that the benefits of innovation and development and progress are shared across
Thank you for the question. I don't know if I'm being biased, but I think inclusivity is already there. Inclusivity for the youth and women empowerment has always been, has always been put light down right on the table. My question will be, are the youth and women making themselves available to those connections to allow themselves to be empowered, to create opportunities that are being put across for them. Madam Dahaf mentioned something saying at first that the government is trying, the ruling party are trying to make sure that they give the district and in themselves as a government entity to the people that they are supposed to. But to answer your question, how that could happen, I think programs can make sure that we are identified as individuals in our own capacity. And that growth will happen when we make sure that we attend and be advocate of this kind of program. And we are able to connect among each other because in this room there are various people from various countries and continents that could be beneficial to us. Let's talk about doctor. She's doing, she was talking of a pet drive. If it's not working right here in South Africa, how does she make it grow? We are now going to Ambassador in Ghana. We are now looking at Congo. We are now looking at Zimbabwe. How can we collaborate together and make sure that we grow? That's how we can do it. So I encourage all the women and especially the youth to make themselves available. Answer this call, don't be left behind.
brings me to my next question. When we speak of regional and international nations, speak of sharing responsibility across continents, it's, it speaks to nurturing those relationships. But naturally, we are humans, we are individuals, and we don't always, simply, we don't always see eye to eye. And so our nations will find themselves in tensions. And so my question is, um, take us through how you are able to maintain and manage conflicts with strategic partners across different nations amidst bilateral tensions.
Comment maintenez vos relations d'autres pays ou d'autres partenaires.
Merci pour la
Question.
J'aurais bien voulu comprendre ce que les autres co-panélistes disent.
I would really love to hear what the other panelists were saying.
En anglais, mais je ne peux pas.
Unfortunately,
J'ai dû m'échanger à la mission au Congo.
I'll mention the program in Congo
On parlait
that will almost be free.
donc il est temps pour vous d'aller à la
So it's time for you to find out.
Alors, comment savoir comment mettre
How do we maintain the
Je
attention?
réponds sur 3 axes, vite fait pour gagner les temps.
I'll respond to 3 acts quickly to be in time.
La première des choses, ce n'est pas de personnaliser les conflits politiques.
The first thing is not to personalize conflicts.
Ça fait plusieurs décennies direct avec le droit.
It's been many years that my country has direct personal conflicts with the Rwandans,
Les meilleurs amis
but the best friend,
sont le royaume.
the best friend, the people.
Donc, je ne peux pas avec le
I have nothing to do with the Rwandan people.
les conflits diplomatiques sont
Political,
ce qui nous garde,
what keeps us,
ce qui nous permet de développer,
what really helps us develop the Africa we desire,
c'est de nous placer au-delà des conflits politiques.
it's not about implementing
Donc, j'ai une sorte de mon camarade.
so that's some of my African friends that are
Je
here.
sais que plusieurs Africains aujourd'hui sont dans les conflits.
I know that many African countries today are in conflict. But it's just about those conflicts,
Travailler pour que ces conflits passent.
the work that those conflicts make.
L'Afrique, on ne va jamais se réaliser si l'Afrique est
The problem we have in Africa will never grow if Africa is not united as one.
l'unité africaine passe.
African unity goes above everything.
Autre chose, c'est la communication. La sincérité dans nos relations.
Another thing is sincerity and transparency in relationships.
On a des relations très sincères avec des pays où mon pays va.
I took very sincere relationships with the countries that my country sends me to.
J'ai mis en valeur, j'ai mis en avant les amis. Oui.
I put forward the interest of my country,
Mais aussi, je les mets à la place des pays.
but I also put myself at the place of the countries that see the profit.
Personne ne manipule l'autre.
Place the other.
Au sein de la relation avec par exemple,
But in the sense of our relationships,
il n'y a aucune sincérité.
it's sincerity.
Permettez-moi de taquiner, mais
Allow me to joke a bit.
vous savez que l'Angola et la RDC, c'est l'Est.
Do you know that Angola and DRC have as a border
C'est moins de 1 kilomètre.
it is just 1 kilometer and 1 you are in Angola.
Les employés ou les Congolais accès dans le pays. Pas besoin de visa.
But for Angolans companies going to each other's country to get a visa,
C'est pas normal.
and that is a problem.
C'est pas normal. Comment le développement de l'Afrique? C'est pas normal.
How do you want to develop Africa like that? It's
Aujourd'hui,
really
j'ai
simple.
un passeport français, non, c'est un pays sans visa.
Today I can go to school without getting a visa.
Mais comment nous qui avons une minute chez soi?
But how do we as Africans have that only a minute away, but we are what are we afraid of?
On a peur que l'on
Are we afraid that Angola will be invaded by the Congolese?
on a peur que le Congo soit envahi par les Anglais.
Or are we scared the Congo will be invaded by Angola?
L'Afrique ne va jamais se développer.
But Africa,
Qui a été au Luxembourg?
who has ever been to Luxembourg?
Au Luxembourg,
In Luxembourg,
les 40% de ces populations sont des étrangers.
40% of the population
Alors,
are
Luxembourg,
foreigners.
c'est encore loin. Vraiment, les cas de Dubaï, tout le monde se pense que là,
Obviously, the case of Dubai, I believe everyone has
est-ce que vous savez que 90% des gens qui ne sont pas les Blancs?
more than 90% of the people that find themselves in Dubai are not foreigners.
La ville de Dubaï est composée de 90% des étrangers.
The city of Dubai is 90% of
Pourquoi
foreign
Dubaï
foreigners.
se développe chaque jour?
Yet Dubai is developing each day.
Pendant que Dubaï met en place ces taxis,
While Dubai puts its taxes
nous, au Congo, nous, en Afrique,
in Africa,
nous avons
the problems of even building the roads,
avec la sécurité.
the integration they develop,
Nous, avec la migration, nous avons pris
as with correlation, we become more
il est temps pour tout est.
it's time to the relationship. Close,
Il y a l'espace au partenariat avec les fédérations d'autres pays.
there is a part of a relationship that constantly means relationships.
L'Afrique,
Africa is tired of being continuously exposed.
l'Afrique ne court derrière personne.
The Africa runs behind.
L'Afrique repose.
Africa supposes
L'Afrique discute
and its
intérêt
its interest
dans toute légalité.
in every legality, in every honesty.
Ne voulons plus expose qui exploite. Expose.
Over this program,
La mentalité change.
mentality.
Je vais vous raconter.
I'll just tell you a very short story.
Je suis avec notre chef. Il
China with the president of our country,
y avait un saut.
and there was a summit.
La Chine a mis même toute l'Afrique.
So China is why?
Vous avez
Present to us opportunities.
OK. Il fait 2 journées, nous voici.
Okay, this is the first thing. For one,
Il nous montre des opportunités.
they show us this opportunity.
Il se pose la question.
Treated as the president of the country.
Je dis,
I say,
qu'est-ce que vous avez présenté ici?
what have they presented to us here?
J'ai vu des machines,
As the chief,
j'ai vu des armes,
as who,
mais le matière qui sert à la fabrication
but these machines
de l'Afrique,
come from us in Africa.
c'est
But they don't mobilize
pour aller en Chine,
to go to China.
découvrir les opportunités. Alors que les fabricants
What they are being in our with the type of mentality.
Est-ce qu'on aura un sommet Afrique du Sud, Europe?
When will we have a summit in Europe?
On aura un sommet Europe.
When will we have a summit of
Et on a des sommets qui Afrique.
summit
Et tous nos présidents,
and all our presidents rush there?
ils avaient commencé à voir si c'est.
Say after me, this has changed. Can you just say after me, this has
Moi, je crois à cette
changed?
nouvelle génération.
Because I believe this generation has changed.
Alors, cette forme,
The next time we will not go.
le monde,
We want to reunite the world here.
l'Afrique du Sud a des numériques que l'Europe n'a pas.
Africa has minerals that Europe does not have.
D'ailleurs, c'est des numériques que l'Europe n'a pas.
The DRC has minerals that USA does not have. So how can we run behind the rest? And then makes sense.
Alors, nous avons un partenariat international.
Let's not-
Les relations sincères entre nous-mêmes pays africains
And between us and other countries,
et aussi neutraliser les conflits.
and not to personalize our conflict.
Axe,
Those are the three ends.
facilite à des intérêts
That will keep and maintain international relationships and just I think.
Thank you, President. Now, half a minute. Ambassador touched on, exploitation, but, in line with answering my question, I think it was across nations. I want to individualize my question and really also give you the opportunity in your response to also broaden your response, keeping with different nations and dealing with different nations. How does your mission support small enterprises in existing international markets?
Thank you very much. Pushing collaboration.
And I have to be very honest, I don't focus in small. Because if you are small, it means that you must find somebody else who's small next to you and find another person, then you collaborate. And I really like the point that Ambassador made there. Because I think our historical context of coming from aid and our mentality we are somehow starting to translate, moving from a socialist mindset of our African culture to a capitalist mindset in which the world is currently operating, or the mixed economy, whatever they want to call it, but it's capitalist in nature. Because that can damage the approach, economic, the socialist or capitalistic mindset, as intentions as we have, and that if we are small, there's kind of bitterness and we are small, we are new, and on the economical scale, and that's why it's very important because it's Nora, doctor, and the together has has it. So small business can't do it. So this found that this yes, growing something, but they not just data must be our corporate. We need to why even in terms of business registration, I think some areas that we so true in this. They've, yes, they've now moved the PTYs and limited only because that's recognizing the power. I think also being this country, we need to also fight again with the G20. Again, what ambassador do that we need to say yes and no when it's necessary because unity of purpose is Africa is very important. And now in the G20 way, we as a small African country, one country in Africa representing all of us, it was a very, I saw internal unity amongst the African, I saw unity. Cambodia, we are not part of the but we want only now the courage to get in the way when we see the voice undermine, when we say I'll wait for next time. That is where our power starts. It starts by somebody like me who runs a diplomatic organization. It's me realizing that I cannot do that to government because I in the processes of government. I think the government employee. I see that, and sometimes what is politically correct is something that there are policies that are guideline on how you need to behave. That's why there's a difference. You see how he's speaking and how I'm speaking, we are different. I can speak in a way that he can't speak, right? Because the way he speaks is attributed to uh, state, right? So us knowing which platform to use when and how we can then build others' power. We can then go in the room, speak as an unaccountable because that's basically what it is. If we are able to put people of government, it's a lot because how we are treated like in this country, what we call US organization. In Africa, we try to bring the standards to are corrupt. Right? So we also know everything. So we need to see how do we push our agendas, how do we push our interests, because in the economy, there is no young people, there is no women, there is money, there is so how do we explain whether you are good, whether you are how do we position ourselves that we add value and we are able to compete internationally? Because this integration that we are pushing now, the AU, the African Free Trade Area, it's over all the regions. Right? So now if we don't produce anything, somebody from where they are coming from. They are just relocating their country and putting it in your premises. They come with their whole thing. They are going to do what they do. Now, 99 years this, 9 years this. They are setting up everything. They are creating everything is going out. Guess what? They don't even do transfer. Because what they do is they are coming with experts. And the only skill transfer is cleaning. So, right? So your people need to be more efficiently. And because the only that we get is supposed to be when the foreign company comes to your country, you're supposed to transfer knowledge. You're supposed to transfer, you're supposed to give you. But what I'm seeing now is colonialism. And this is also attributed that we have that there is well, the private sector, public sector, but when organizations like mine to help people leverage on what government is doing and to export where they are not able to get. Because we set up here, we are lobbying to say that to do ABC. People us and to something can take countries stand up here and say that convention is already bind us, especially for democracy and for the group. We need to stick to this for the strategic how we do what and what we do to apply political things. We need to go back to the as for the movement. We need to adapt some of those that as much as we can how we want him. We need to decorate our young people. The miss and I'm really that we are having this topic, we are also these people are doing TikTok, then empower them and ensure that between their language, show our narrative that is no issue. Pass the border of your country, like how you behave, what you do, it's label on how your country people are represented. So let's become individual ambassador and let's change our narrative of Africa. Even if I have an issue with my leaders, I will in the I'll find, let me find my mother. Like, I'm going out and my mom is the best role model, but at home, my wife is waking me up. If when we go outside, I think
Um, so I've been sitting at meetings all day since I before the round off and the session. I do want to go to questions. Please ask questions. So let's um, teach to ask questions panelists. Have someone close the mic, please.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, my question, should I call it a question? I will really call it a question. I want to challenge this challenge. Thank God we are here discussing the Africa we want. Why our brother from TLC Congo was talking, a lot of things I was talking about activated my mind, tricked my mind. That yes, the Africa we want. Thank God this program lies free. And the content of this program will also go far and wide. I want to address the African man in Nigeria. What does? Truly, leadership of that opinion are serious with the Africa we want agenda. With agenda 2023, I think they should try as much as possible to do the right thing. Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, is the headquarters of the African Union. The African Union is pushing a united Africa. The headquarters of the African Union is Addis Ababa. And yet, and visa to visit Ethiopia is an error. Do you believe that? So the African Union leadership should start the mission and advocacy of the United States of Africa by first of all approaching visa to Ethiopia with the help of. Thank you very much.
We will take another question. Just a request to the floor, translate, help us with the phone, please. A question about a command, and I would like to start by thanking you for such an amazing session. That is just moderator. The dog who are spot on, the dog found. And my sister from Zimbabwe, in terms of collaboration. I know you address the number of products that are coming up in South Africa. We have our CSI initiative, our CSI wing, MMF, Mulungu Foundation, launched over almost 10 years ago. And our focus is the girl child. And when we started facilitating scholarships for girls to go study, whether it's intercontinental or outside, one of the programs that we have is menstruation. And we came up with a word called Dawa. That is what I'm girl from the Free State, very proud, and I have a similar story as yours in regards to health. And our human part of the resolution, somebody on the floor said, can we not just speak? And in my opener, I also said, it's going to take intention. We have more than enough of us, doc, in this country to reach out to Namibia, to reach out to Zimbabwe. Within SADC alone, Grow Project and LinkedIn and other producers or manufacturers. Once you collaborate, we are then able to create possibly a bigger fund that can speak to more distribution and get the products in retail. But for people like us that are seated here, Dr. Tabo, Dr. Denise, and a whole lot of us, we do have access to hundreds of maybe some resources. And what we need is the actualization of collaboration. We can collaborate within silos. So my challenge is that as you leave here, your first duty to make sure that this goes forward, collaborate with other manufacturers. Let us do it the goal child first. In closing, there's an Indian actress who said, and then out of the room, sex is choice, which is not. In South Africa, public schools, airports, we find condoms everywhere. It's part of the responsibility true, but so is the girl child. In closing, thank you so much, Excellency, of my representation diplomatic for PRC. One of the things that we spoke about is inclusion, but I'd like to challenge the girls in the room. Can inclusion of men be activated within the conversation of menstrual hygiene? We still shy away from it. Dr. Tabo, when you spoke really about not being dependent on government, but started to find a solution. We talk about the PPP industry this time. Both the private sector with platforms like yours, Doctor there, our sister seated from Zimbabwe, our diplomat, and everyone in this room. Utilize this start moving this program, the AFC, the Free Africa Trade. But again, I go to what I said, it's going to take intention, no more just talking, no more show, and no more playing around if we want to change the status quo. It's up to us. Be the change you want.
You know, when you mentioned the issue of which just remind something my daughter. Now, my daughter runs what do you call youth in college. You can just go through and One of the things that she did was she ran one of the topics that she was uh, was included the distribution. It's something very interesting because it highlighted a bigger issue, which I think you're actually intimating, is how many men actually know anything about this. You know, the way the approach was, she took myself and my two sons, and she actually did a show on that, where she was asking questions about what is this? Who are prepared? She would hold up tampons and all the different types and everything else. And, okay, I was advantage because I kind of know these things. It was interesting that my son was coming on. And if when you read the comments, they became serious issues because they really do not understand about this particular topic. And what I'm saying is that I heard you also talking a lot about women in the obviously from the perspective that they similar, having much more identity. But I think it's also very important that as part of the we break, because in a lot of cases, men tend to be the peasants, especially because we need to bring them on board and then make sure that they understand the importance. Because for as long as they are this, they will not be able to appreciate the need for this as much as the need that you call it. This is so please try, as we message, and we will try as well. Bring men this time. And it will be quite important. Surprise the level. Thank you.
Like I said, it's here all day, each other's brains all day, but it's time to round up our session. And so I do want to start off by thanking our panelists. I think we all share this conversation. What impactful conversations. I think we all leave here with better insights. We all leave here with calls to action of what we need to do next, and challenges on what we can do to help one another, to uplift one another, and to continue supporting one another. So we reconvene, in the following year, updates and reviews of what we have done and how we have held each other up. And so, key highlights from the session is collaboration, collaboration. And we said that, government is people. And so it is up to us to inform, to uphold, and to reinforce systems that will inform how we get to that we want. And so, having said that, I do want to thank our panelists once again. I want to thank you for your engagement as well. And I will hand over to our MC. I want to thank you for the opportunity of organizing the session. And I need to get better informed and better contribute to the so you appreciate. So over to our MC to guide us through our next session. Much.
Voice of our moderator and our wonderful speakers. Come on, give them a round of applause.
Hold on for us. Hold on. Hello. Don't say that you come forward. Like this, sorry, are you done? Oh, that's gonna take.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You've done well. You've done
Ladies and gentlemen, the amount of knowledge shared today, future of general speakers of a generously shared. Now, session one. Please stretch those legs because we will in the next few minutes to continue with session two. Thank you so much. We'll see you in session two.
Yeah. The previous screen, yeah. It was like, yeah. And you can tell from it. And then shit. She said I want to go at home because I know it's shit fun. I keep my shit fresh all the time. Every day I'm like, scrubbing this shit out. You gotta know, stay prepared.
Just outside the president of the United outside. Outside by the bedroom, please. Oshale. The second session is starting.
Can we go out? Let's go photograph at the
All good. Yeah. Apparently they have an award. Yes. Just ask her because it's just so. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. One of the most protective then recycle time when it takes too many it takes too long to load the car. Yeah. And then now this one looking at you and then they're smiling and now you also have to smile. Oh, I hate that shit. I've seen it happen so many times before. That's what the guy was fast, bro. Like, everybody, everybody have that shit. Where I just like I take a picture and I know I look shit. You just keep on doing your figure so that people just see this motion and then they're shooting their head like, yeah, they're like, good. Oh, yeah, you never seen the life. See the professional. You know, good. What was that? As a person,
Six. Yeah.
Yes. Go to question. So,
Why me?
yeah, because I
What?
will be overstepping.
What?
You understand?
Us.
I'll be overstepping.
No, you said us. Who are not cutting? Kuyaphikisa ke. Wa-actor. Waya-actor.
Ako bantu ko mabanbansin.
Wayekhuluma engekho ngaka ngoku
Nakujayela.
khona
Abantu bansin.
I told you.
Yeah, that night I was chilling in the
Watching yourself.
I wasn't even the one watching. Someone said to me. Yep.
Senzeo. How did you get it?
All right.
Like this, so we can have flags in the back.
In the background, on top of the stage.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna move this baby here.
No, instead of here,
The music.
no, no, oh, you will wait. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Cool.
All right. All right.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think
Just ask this. All right. I'm taking on the Yeah. Where's the couch? They moved it. They're taking all the couches. They're moving all of it.
Are you doing? Because we need to start fixing up in here. That's why I'm asking. Let me just quickly find out. Oh, you want the background as well?
Yes. This is what the person you're talking to is right here. All right. Sure, sure. Anche quello che ne dici. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. I think I'm sitting next to you.
That's not like lonely.
You know me, I can't walk normally when I know what's going on. Where was I sit? Right here. Oh, okay. Where's my handbag? I'm gonna get it. I'll sit with it because I have to ask you a few questions. I think my battery is going to die. My phone battery, yeah, it's fine.
The DQ we share voice. Like,
How long is the interview?
yeah, so but you can feel free to
Can. Poi grani di schifo. Che fu filetto, che sharp, che power. Che sharp I shine. No. Okay, it's Babun Gabek.
I don't go.
But I use white or night yellow sign.
Yana ke fitin da wani fitin to nan kan ko sai yeah, okay. Fine.
Hi, hi. Vai ter faz um.
Okay.
Hi. Hi. Can you hear me?
There's no levels at all. You can pay as a
Okay.
ela for them get
In the matter.
just check it for me there. See them? Yeah. Can you see them?
Is it fine?
Yes.
Is it fine now? You can hear me.
To me, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's what I did. To be straight at me. Eh, Tashabana, Tashabana. Shabana mahlo. Tawari mo mahlo. Hey. All right. How are you, man?
I'm good in you.
I'm very well, thanks. Can you please introduce yourself? Tell us who you are. What is it that you do, and then if you want to do it all in one go, you can tell us about today's conference and a little reflection about what you think about.
Hi. Kala Claude, all right, hi. Vivian from the West African Trip. I'm going to be in organic sanitary, where we design and develop organic sanitary napkins. And I'm here in this iconic event as one of the speakers. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Okay. How do you feel about how the session went?
How do I feel about
How the session went?
it went well. I'm glad I was part of the panel and I'm glad as well to have out across the African continent that it's part of networking and sharing ideas as to how we can take this beautiful continent. So there's no better way of ending 2025 than this one. So yeah, I'm excited and I'm happy to be part of this event.
For an initiative like this, what do you see in the future?
I expect more of it, seeing more of this happening. I mean, this is it's one of the forums where in one to discuss not only the challenges as well as the solution. How can we take Africa forward? And what stood out for me with this event is the topic, the Africa. I mean, only African can build Africa, and only Africans can find solutions for Africa. Only Africans can save Africa.
That's it. Number one. Beautiful stuff.
All right.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
It was so.
Okay.
That's right. It's coming. Wow. That extra money. This is this shit. Yeah, so Yes, yes, let's move everything because So how are you doing with the countries?